Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and this is just a quick video on how to make a collar stand. Please, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, kindly give me your support by subscribing and follow this tutorial to the end. Thank you. So measure out your neckline, half your neckline distance, starting from your center back neckline to the center front position, including the placket width. Get down the value. For my own readings is 9.1, so please repeat the same process as illustrated and get out and read out your own neckline width depending on the plackets you use. Thank you. On the drawing paper, go ahead and put out the value you have measured from your outfit. Mine is 9.1 and I'll make a mark at that point. And then after making a mark at that point, that's then step 2. Go ahead and indicate your center back position, and the center front position is 0.0 and the center back position is CB. The placket is 1 inch, which I'm going to measure out now. So from the center front position, which is 0.0, I'll measure out the width of the placket inwardly just to indicate it, because the collar stand will wrap around the placket width. So I've indicated that 1 inch for the placket with a mark. So that tells me that 1 inch will be the area around which the collar stand will wrap around the placket. Now on the center back position, we have to measure out our collar stand. You remember the center back position is always, the center back neckline is always cut on a fold. The collar stand there I choose to use is 1.25. Your collar stand can be 1 inch, your collar stand can be 1.5 inch. It all depends on what you want. So I have chose 1.25. So the center front position 0.0, I'll have to go ahead and raise the neckline, because you don't want it to be leveled. It's not flat. You raise the neckline. I'm raising my own by 1 inch. You can raise by ½ inch. You can raise by 0.75. Just go ahead and raise that neckline along the center front position 0. Now watch what I'll do next. So I went ahead to measure the center back to the shoulder point. When measuring the clothes, you look at the shoulder point, measure out the value and put it down, make a mark at that point. Then from the point where I raised 1 inch on the 0.0, I connected it straight down with the curve ruler to that shoulder point, and that's why you see that curve line along that line there. And at the center back now, I'm going to go ahead, the value I measured 1.25, I'm going to indicate it across all by measuring out 1.25 at the center back, and also measuring it out at the point where I raised it at 0.0, and also at the placket area. And then I can now just see what I'm doing, just follow what I'm doing, just trying to put down the whole collar stand height across all. And the placket width, I've indicated it here. That is where the plackets will wrap, the placket stand will wrap along the placket width. And after measuring that 1 inch, I've put my center front line, labeled it CF. Just see all illustration and follow in producing your own collar stand. So join all the lines together just the way I did with my rulers. And remember, the placket width has been labeled, and try and connect the curve from that shoulder point to the placket width somewhere around there. Just see how I'm using my curve ruler. You connect that, that's the final stop of the placket height, which is the center front line, and then the 1 inch for the placket width now will be what will wrap around in a curved direction like this. See what I was talking about? So I've been able to, so this covers up the whole shirt with the placket, and that's the look. So that's your collar stand is ready now, and that's the placket being protected by having that curved line. Thank you. So finally, we've been able to make our collar together, and I've gone ahead to label every part that needs to be labeled, including the center back to the 0.0, which is the full length of this, half the neckline of the shirt, The plackets, you saw how I connected. Make sure that that point is not too sharp. Try to smoothen up the curve, and that's the end of your collar stand. And this can also be called a Madrid collar. So this is the collar stand piece I'm holding, and we'll move to the next one to make the other collar, because it's a two-piece collar. So this is collar stand and the main collar. So let's do that together. So retrace that collar on the paper on the bend direction. Let's go ahead and make the collar together now. Now to make the second piece of the collar, that's the main collar. After the collar stand, we have to make the next piece. I've gone ahead to draw a straight line. You can see a straight line I've made. That line is just, I drew it parallel to the collar stand, and then I'll go ahead and crease that line just to create like a different just to crease that line so that I can do this collar. The main collar will be on that same pattern. So I'll go ahead and trace out the collar stand curve top part so that it can reflect on the other side of the plain paper. If you don't have a tracing wheel, well, you have to just cut out the piece and retrace it back in that direction, just to have that. So I've gone ahead to trace out what I did with my tracing wheel, the curve part out. It's just to have the same curve direction, like a second half of the collar stand top. That will help to like draw the main collar, because both of them are going to be like one piece sewn together. So that's why we're doing that. So you're just trying to achieve that collar stand. You can see at the other direction of the collar. If you don't have tracing wheel, you can put a pattern there and trace it out in that way as the basement of the main collar piece. It's just to make it as the basement of the main collar piece. That's just the excess, because that will be like on the neckline. They will connect together. You sew them together as one piece. So that's why we're doing that. So I'll go ahead and impute the collar height, which is, I'm using 2.2 inch. You can use 2.5, you can use 3, you can use 2, you can use 1.8, depending on how big you want your collar to be on the collar stand. So me, I just wanted the standard is 2.2 or 2.5, so I'm using 2.5. At the edge of that point where you have your center front line coming from the collar stand, you just measure out the triangle to be 3 inch. That is, follow what I'm doing, follow the direction of how I draw my stuff. So just measure out 3 inch. That 3 inch is the triangle to which you flip your collar, your main collar. So it will lap out at the center front line, you see, and end at the placket, to go through the placket, but end at the center front line, and that's it. Just follow my illustration to end it there to see what I'm doing. So connect all points together as I've done with my ruler, but you could make a little bit of alteration to the top part of that triangle. You can decide to extend it further outwardly. It's up to you, like extend it outwardly and get to the midpoint of that place of that top part and create like a curve. You can take it wider than that, like extend it wider and recreate like a wider curve than what I've just done. You can make the curve more wider, but this is just the basic concept. Most people like their main collar very curvy, so you can get it out to be very curvy and extend it out to look very long. So that's the end of this tutorial. I hope this video was very helpful to you, and that brings us to having our collar stand and our main collar. And with this illustration, you can make all your shirts having collar stand and collar. Remember, if I can do it, you can do it. So please kindly hit the subscribe button for me and follow me to see my other videos in my channel. And that definitely brings us to the end of this section and this segment of a tutorial. Thank you once again for watching.